We are starting a new chapter, unit number 7, understanding and classifying costs. In this video, we are going to see why cost accounting is important, what is the definition of cost, what are the elements of cost, and what is a total cost. Let us begin the chapter. In the beginning of this course, we have studied about conceptual framework of accounting, the role of accountant. These two topics we have studied in video number 1 and 2. We will briefly review what is the role of an accountant here. The role of an accountant is like an advisor to the management. He gives information to the management for efficient and effective working. He gathers information, breaks it down, sifts it, and organizes into meaningful categories. He separates relevant information from irrelevant information and then ranks the former according to the degree of importance to the management. He also compares the actual performance with the planned ones. He generates reports and interprets the results of operations to all levels of management and to the owners of business. Simply put, the 5 points of a role of an accountant is acting as an advisor to the management, giving information like collecting, filtering it, and organizing it into categories, classifying the information as per the importance for the management, comparing the performance with the prepared plans, reporting and interpreting the reports, and giving the results to the management. These are the 5 important activities of an accountant. Now, why cost accounting is important? Because in performing the above roles, the accountant has to make sure and he has to use different management accounting techniques. Among many different management techniques, cost techniques are very important because they are very complex and they are financially important. For example, questions like this can be asked. If a firm proposes to increase its output by 10%, is it reasonable to expect total cost increase by less than 10% or exactly 10% or more than 10%? So, how much the cost is to be increased? Such questions about cost inputs can be asked. Such questions are concerned with the cost behavior, the way costs change with the level of activity. Answers to these questions are pertinent for the management accountant or financial analyst, since they are basic for the firm's projections and profits, which ultimately become the basis for all financial decisions. It is therefore necessary for a management accountant or a financial analyst to have a reasonably good working knowledge about basic cost concepts and patterns of cost behavior. All these come within the range of cost accounting. Cost accounting is very important because it helps in projecting the firm's profits and it decides the costs of the inputs. What is cost accounting? Earlier, in olden days, cost accounting was normally treated as a technique to know the cost of the goods and services based on the historical data. In course of time, because of advancements in the markets and competition, the ascertainment of cost was not that much important as compared to the controlling of costs. Hence, cost account is considered more as a technique for cost control rather than as a technique for merely cost ascertainment. Therefore, cost accounting generally deals with not only ascertaining costs, not only knowing the costs, but also controlling the costs and reducing the costs. Now, what is a cost? What is the definition of a cost? The definition of a cost generally depends upon the nature of the business or the industry and the context in which it is used. Different industries have different types of costs and different contexts are there in different industries. There could be cost of labor, cost of materials, cost of factory, cost of office, cost of operations, and different types of costs are there. Different context has different meaning. Generally, cost means the amount of expenditure, whether it is actual or notional expenditure, incurred or attributable to a thing. For example, if you purchase a book of 150 rupees, it can be said that the cost of the book is 150 rupees. Similarly, if a furniture manufacturer makes a table by paying 500 rupees for timber, 200 rupees for carpenter and 100 rupees for rent, then 800 rupees is the cost for him. Suppose if he ignores the 100 rupees of rent, then 700 rupees is the cost for him. So, depending upon the context, cost can be varied. The term cost cannot be exactly defined, right? So, what are the elements of cost? In order to understand the correct interpretation of the term cost, it will be appropriate for us to learn about the basic elements of cost. There are broadly three elements of cost: material costs, labor costs, and expenses. Costs incurred on material, costs incurred on labor, and costs incurred for expenses. These are the three elements of cost. These three elements of costs can be either direct or indirect. We will see here. The substance from which the product is made is known as material. It may be in a raw or a manufactured state. It can be direct as well indirect. So costs incurred on direct materials and costs incurred on indirect materials. All those items which are used in producing final goods are called direct material, and costs incurred on them is called direct costs. All materials which becomes an integral part of the finished product and which can be conveniently assigned to a specific physical units in terms as is termed as direct material. Examples like cardboards, boxes, wrapping, these are all the raw materials which are used for producing the final goods. Indirect materials, all materials which is used for purposes ancillary to business and which cannot be conveniently, means those items which are used for supporting activities of the business, like printing and stationery, oil and wastage, other stores, all those things. These are all the indirect materials used in the production. And the cost incurred on these is called indirect cost. Labor. What is the cost incurred on labor? For conversion of materials into finished goods, human effort is needed. Such a human effort is called labor. Labor can also be direct and indirect. Labor who is working for the actual production of the goods are called direct labor. They can be specifically identified and traced. Labor who works for supporting activities of the business, they are called indirect labor, like storekeepers, foremen, timekeepers, sales, salaries, salesmen. These are all indirect labor, and costs incurred on them is called indirect labor cost. Expenses. What are direct expenses and indirect expenses? Expenses incurred for actual production of goods, and indirect expenses means expenses incurred for supporting activities of the goods, like rent, lighting, insurance charges. These are all indirect expenses. Whereas purchasing of a machinery, purchasing of a plant, these are all direct expenses. Machine is directly used in producing the good, so that is a direct expense. So simply it is in normal understanding, we can understand by plain reading. Cost can be incurred on materials, labor, and expenses, and it can be of two types. Each can be of two types: direct cost or indirect cost. Direct material cost, indirect material cost, direct labor cost, indirect labor cost, direct expense cost, indirect expense cost. Now we will introduce a new term called overhead. Overhead means all those indirect costs are called overheads. The term overhead includes indirect material, labor, and expenses costs. Thus, all indirect costs are called overheads. We will take an example of a manufacturing organization and we will see what type of divisions are there in manufacturing unit and how indirect costs are incurred there. Generally, any manufacturing unit will have three divisions like this: factory or work, where production is done; office and administration, where routine and policy matters are decided; selling and distribution, where products are sold and finally dispatched to the customers. Overheads may be incurred in factory or office or selling and distribution divisions. So in any of these three divisions, indirect costs will occur. Thus overheads may be of three types. So overheads, indirect costs in factory include like purchasing indirect materials like oils, consumables, which are not directly related to the production of the goods but which are used for supporting activities. Indirect labor, like gatekeeper's salary, timekeeper's salary, manager's salary, all these things, floor manager's salary, all these things are indirect costs for indirect labor. Indirect expenses, for running the factory, we have to pay rent, we need to pay insurance, maintaining lighting, all those things. These are all indirect expenses. These are not directly related to the production. So if these expenses are changed, the output of the product output will not be altered. Okay, by changing this, the output will not be altered. They are only supporting the business. Office and administrative overheads, indirect material used in the office such as printing and stationery, indirect labor like office manager, office accountant, clerks, indirect expenses like rent, insurance, lighting. These are all indirect costs in the office. Now, indirect costs in selling and distribution division is like packing material, printing and stationery, salesmen and sales, the salaries of these salesmen, insurance and lighting, advertising expense, all these are the sales and distribution overheads. So, indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses in factory division, indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses in office part, indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses in selling and distribution part. Okay, this is an example of a manufacturing unit, how indirect expenses will happen. Now, what is the total cost? Total cost means all those costs which you have seen earlier, like direct cost, indirect cost, all put together is nothing but total cost. But different names are given at different stages. See, we will see here. Prime cost, it consists of costs of direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. So all the direct costs of material, labor and expenses is called prime cost. This is also called as basic cost, first cost or flat cost. This is the first cost. This is the direct cost on labor, means cost which is used directly for the production for generating a final good. Now, factory cost. Factory cost means prime cost, this direct costs plus factory overheads or indirect costs incurred in the factories, like indirect costs on material, indirect costs on labor and indirect factory expenses. This is called factory cost. What is office cost? This factory cost plus overheads in the office and administrative division overheads, like lighting, paying salary to the clerk, all those things we have seen earlier. Now total cost. So total cost means add selling and distribution to this office cost. It comprises of cost of production and selling and distribution overheads. This is also called as cost of sales. Okay, this we will use in the profit and loss statement. Total turnover minus cost of sales will be the gross profit. Okay, I hope you understood about the basic meaning of a cost, why cost accounting is important, what are the different elements of a cost like direct cost, indirect cost, material, labor, expenses. That is about this introduction of costing. In the next topic, we will see about cost sheet and classification of different kinds of costs. Okay, stay tuned until then. Bye bye.